What it do, family? High value basketball. We are back. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. You dig? Today we are talking about the Charlotte Hornets, doing a roster breakdown on the 2022-23 Hornets. Let's see what MJ is cooking up over there in Charlotte for the squad. So just getting right into it, man. Talking about our players here. Of course, we've got LaMelo Ball right off top. You know, the budding potential superstar, the better brother, the better ball brother. And I definitely believe, more seasoning is going to be under his belt, and he's going to have him some more fun this coming season and put up some more highlights. Hopefully he can, get a more consistent shot selection. And if he does, that's just going to be a much better improvement for him and the squad. Pretty straightforward. We got James Bouknight. He's a second-year shooting guard, and he honestly just needs to improve his shooting to league average. To be honest, he's just below league average, like 34%. If he can get that up to 35, 36, then that will make a little bit more sense for him to be on the squad. So hopefully he can improve and put the ball in the basket. You dig? Of course, we got Miles Bridges. Oh, Lord. The Miles Bridges saga. We have no idea what's going to happen to old dude, so I'm not going to stay on that very long. We already know his offseason troubles. The dude always looked like kind of like a clown to me anyway. That's just me personally. So I am unfortunately not surprised at what happened to him in his offseason or what he did. But I do hope that, he gets some help, gets himself better headspace, resolves whatever those family issues are. But as far as what it means for the team, don't know. So we're just going to move on. Gordon Hayward. Anybody who watches basketball in the past 5 years, you should know what Gordon Hayward is up to. I mean, the dude has already, kind of reached his ceiling as a player. And of course, he keeps getting injured, and so we kind of just have to take it for what it's worth. He was a decent, of course, addition to the team. He's not a minus. So, of course, we got to just see, will he hold up and will he actually, be able to play just a full year with the team and integrate himself even that much better. And then we got Kai Jones. He's a second-year player. He barely played in his first year, like literally averaged like 2 minutes a game. He was pure garbage time. So don't know what he did this offseason to get better. Hopefully he did something so he could break the rotation. Then we got Arnoldas Kulboka. I believe it's Kulboka. He's also a second-year player. Same thing. He did absolutely nothing at all. Let's see if he improved in the offseason. Hopefully he can get something going. Then we got Scotty Lewis. He is, another one. Yeah, he's another second-year player. He also has a very, very minimal stat line. Didn't do much of anything whatsoever. So hopefully he can get better in the offseason and he can keep going. Then we got Cody Martin. He's in his fourth year. He actually did shoot his best season last year at 38% from three. So can he improve that more? Can he expand his game a little bit more? Can he actually increase his defensive presence a little bit more? Because that's basically one of the biggest gaps in this team. Virtually with every single player on this team, they're not like bad players, but defensively, man, all these dudes are sieves, shall I say. They are just doormats, so to speak. They ain't putting no pressure really on the defensive end of the ball like that. And that's including him as well. Then you got Jaden McDaniels. Excuse me. Literally exact same clone of Cody Martin. Of course, he plays a power forward position, but he literally shot 38% last year. Can he improve? Will he play defense? We gonna see, because that's really the biggest key with those guys. Then we got Bryce McGowens. He's a rookie player out of Nebraska. He's a guard. They actually drafted multiple guards this year because I see they trying to fill in that that space on the team. So hopefully he can be a decent rotation player. We really got to see what he can bring. Then we got Kelly Oubre. Kelly Oubre, to me, he's all flash and no substance. He runs up and down the court and flails his arms around every time he makes a shot or he dunks and tries to get the crowd hype and stuff, which is cool. But as far as being a plus on the team, he's not. He's generally a minus, and hopefully maybe same thing. He can learn some type of defensive intensity to turn that minus into a plus. That's all I got. Mason Plumlee. Now, Mason Plumlee is actually a fairly decent center, but he most likely, or his best role would be as a backup center, on a playoff team or a backup center on a, darn near championship level team. I could see him better in a position like that because he doesn't have, everything that you kind of need, for a true successful center on a successful team. But for what it's worth, the dude goes out there and plays hard. He really does. He really tries his hardest from what I've always seen from him. So, hopefully maybe he could just continue to grow with this team. It is a young squad. Maybe he can be more of a defensive anchor. Probably not, but that's about the only way that he could really, really improve his game outside of what he's already doing. Then we got Nick Richards. He's actually a third-year player. Funny enough, he actually has a higher PER than Mason Plumlee. So these two are going to battle it out for sure for the center position. I can definitely see, Richards, usurping him, halfway through the season or something like that if Richards definitely shows to be better. Then we got Terry Rozier, Scary Terry. He's an undersized 2. He's got great tenacity and attitude. Seems to be like a really cool player to have on your team. But he's a little bit of a shot chucker, and he plays no defense, and he's overpaid. So take that for whatever it's worth. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather have him than not have him. That's for sure. But as far as, being a positive, great, big influence on the squad, don't really see, how that could happen. But definitely good rotation player. Then you got Jalen Sims. Jalen Sims, he is there from what I can see, he's basically their big time draftee. He's the one that they really got their sights on. Let's see if he can actually become something. Because he's got a decent 3-point game. He plays more like a 2-guard. So that makes sense because, of course, they got LaMelo playing the 1. So having him as a 2-guard, he actually gets his own shot pretty good, and he likes to do catch and shoot threes. He's got a lot of catch and shoot 3 highlights. So that might actually work pretty well with LaMelo running the 1. So hopefully that could be a good thing for him. And then you got Isaiah Thomas. To me, at this point in his career, that's really just a feel-good story. The fact that he's on any team at all, getting some run, hey, that's good, man, because, they did your boy wrong. So I don't care what team he's on. Even if he's not an actual plus in the PER, he's a plus in my book, damn it. And he's probably a plus in the locker room anyway. And that's really where it probably matters at this phase of his career. Then we got JT Thor. Thor, man, he's, I don't know what to say about Thor because he really ain't doing too much. The man only shot 43% from the field while having a power forward shooting tendency. Like he shoots near the rim and stuff and shoots, 10-footers and, little floater type stuff like that. And he only shot 43%. So dude got to get better. He just has to get better because that's not good enough at all. Just being flat out. Then, of course, we got PJ Washington. PJ Washington, he's a good, decent rotation player. For people who are social media savvy, he's really more famous for being tied to Brittany Renner, IG model, than he is for his own basketball career. So that should kind of tell you what it is. But the dude is not bad. Like I say, solid rotation player, especially for a young team like this. Hopefully he can improve and get himself better. Then we have at the end here, Mark Williams, also a draftee. He's a Duke rookie. Played with Paulo Banchero with Duke. And he had himself a fairly decent run, He plays big. He plays strong. He blocks shots. He rebounds. He does all of the stuff that you really need a center to do. And he does seem fairly agile. Like he's got some quick feet on himself, especially because he's so young. So I honestly see Mark Williams being the center of the future for this team, to be straight up and down. I see him potentially taking over Mason Plumlee for sure, and maybe backing up Nick Richards because Richards may have a little bit more run on him. But I wouldn't even be surprised, though, if Mark jumps both of them, towards the end of the season. We just got to see how he develops. And so that's the whole squad. They're starting 5, of course, breaking that down. You got LaMelo, you got Scary Terry, you got Hayward, you got PJ, or McDaniels, kind of depending on who wins out that roster spot. And then you got Plumlee. So, again, young squad. They can be good if they learn how to play some defense, if they can get everybody playing on a string, maybe. If they can get a good team defense going, that might actually be something because as far as individual defense, most of them are just trash in that area. So it is what it is. I do see them. I'm going to put them as a play-in team. They're a 9 or 10 seed. Only because, like I say, I really see them not having the consistency that they need to keep it going. But they can get into that, pre-playoff spot, and maybe they'll actually get into the playoffs, in that final spot. So there we go. High value basketball. Like, share, subscribe, family. Peace, peace.